Just taking the podium outside the district court up in Conway, and we're hoping to learn some new information about what may have happened over the last 9 months. You just saw the arraignment, the headline there, Nathaniel Kibbe, Nate Kibbe being held on $1 million cash, and here is reaction from the Assistant Attorney General Jane Young.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This afternoon, Attorney General Joseph Foster, FBI agent Kieran Ramsey, and myself will be making brief comments. Because an arrest has been made in this case, the facts and details that we were able to provide at this time will be limited. Our goal now is to ensure that we are able to prosecute this case to the fullest extent, and we are not going to do anything to compromise that by giving details that we're not permitted to give under the rules of professional conduct. So again, it will be Attorney General Joseph Foster, Special FBI Agent Kieran Ramsey, and then myself, Jane Young, Attorney General's Office.
Thank you. Good afternoon. 9 months ago, I learned of the sudden disappearance of Abigail Hernandez. Immediately thereafter, law enforcement at all levels came together and joined forces to begin a full investigation to find Abigail, to identify and apprehend any individual involved in her disappearance. The FBI, the State Police Major Crime Unit, and Conway Police, members of my office and the Carroll County Attorney's Office worked together around the clock for several days and have never stopped. The intensity of that investigation and the actions of Abigail's family sparked the community and really the region into the search efforts, which has been incredibly helpful to law enforcement. Some have criticized the intensity of law enforcement's efforts and the expense involved. Those closest to the investigation felt otherwise. Just 10 days ago, Abigail returned home. As I've reflected on this event, I'm convinced it was the consistency and the intensity of the investigation, the continued vigilance of this community and her family, and likely Abigail's own actions that led to her safe return, for which we are ever grateful. I want to take a moment to thank a number of folks for the hard work they have put in and the hard work that will come as this prosecution proceeds and the investigation continues. Sergeant Joe Ebert and the State Police Major Crime Unit, as well as New Hampshire Fish and Game, Agent Scott O'Donnell and Kieran Ramsey and their team at FBI, Chief Ed Wagner and Detective Susie Scott and the entire Conway Police Department, County Attorney Robin Gordon, Associate Attorney General Jane Young from my office, and the victim witness advocates from our office and the Carroll County Attorney's Office. In a moment, I'm going to turn over the floor to Jane Young and Agent Ramsey to provide a few more details. Please understand this is an ongoing investigation and prosecution. We take our ethical obligations very seriously and cannot try our case in the media. So little in the way of additional substantive information can be provided at this time. We will answer some procedural timeline questions, but please understand that some of your questions simply can't be answered at this time. Thank you very much. Jane?
Good afternoon. I'm Kieran Ramsey with the FBI. Let me say that Abigail's safe return last week and the arrest made yesterday morning are really the result of 3 factors. The first being the community of Conway for giving its all and never giving up on handing out flyers, searching the woods, creating social media sites, keeping the story alive in the media, providing support to the family. They did not let anybody forget about Abby. The second factor is the team you see standing behind me. The Conway Police Department, the New Hampshire State Police, the New Hampshire Attorney General's Office, the countless other agencies, state, federal, local, that not only here in New Hampshire assisted, but across New England and really across the country as we investigated every tip, every lead, wherever it took us. We, in very simple terms, did not let any lead go unpursued, any tip unchecked. We used the most sophisticated investigative techniques in this case, from cell phone tower analysis to social media analysis to some of the most staid, common investigative techniques, to include the hundreds of interviews we did not only in this area but across the country. Last but not least, but most of all, it's Abby herself that helped her safe return here. Her courage, her resolve to return home in the way she did, I think speaks for itself. This has been an unusual case from the get-go for us. We have seen our worst fears proven true in some cases, but in the end, we've seen our best hopes realized. And that's the fact that Abby is here with us today. Jane?
I can provide you a brief timeline on what has transpired since Abby went missing and what has happened in the last intense 8 days.
Speak up a bit. Raise your voice a bit.
Okay.
The microphones are a little distant from you.
If I was taller, it might help.
No, I know. Thanks. Whatever you do.
On October 9th, as you are all aware, Abby, as we have said over and over again, vanished on her way home. Last Sunday, July 20th, she returned to her mother, who never gave up hope. I can say on behalf of this investigative team that I'm not sure in the last 9 months if there was one day that didn't go by that we weren't discussing this case or working on this case. Since she came home, I don't think that there has been 1 hour that has gone by that this team hasn't been working to find out where she has been and to bring the individuals or individual to justice. As we indicated, this arrest is the first step in this case. As the complaint indicates, Abby was kidnapped here in Conway. As you are all aware, searches are ongoing right now at Mr. Kibbe's residence. If there is additional evidence that other crimes will be committed, those charges will be brought. That residence is in another county, that's in Coos County. We learned on Sunday night that there was sufficient information at that time to seek and obtain an arrest warrant and search warrants. The SWAT team was utilized. I think it was probably about 2 o'clock in the morning when the SWAT team first arrived, and they planned through the night the best and safest way to apprehend Mr. Kibbe. That was done yesterday at noontime. Again, because of the planning of the SWAT team, the input from the major crime unit and the investigators, the defendant was arrested without incident. There was no harm to him, and more importantly, there was no harm to anybody who lived in that densely packed neighborhood. At this point, the searches continue. That residence is being searched. It will be methodically searched. I cannot tell you how long that will go on. Depending on what that search reveals, there may be other searches. But just know that the attention that we have given this case in the last month will continue. We will continue to ensure that justice is done not only for Abby, but for everybody else. We stood here and we indicated that although she was a missing girl, she was 14 at the time. And as Agent Ramsey said, sometimes our worst fears are realized. But this child is home. She's relatively safe, and just know that if another child goes missing in this state, you will have the same resources put to finding the child and making sure they are reunited with their family. We can take a limited number of questions, because as I indicated, because this is an ongoing criminal case, there's very little we can say. So I don't want the sense of frustration, you're not telling us anything. I think we have told you the most important factors. Abby is home. We have enough information, we have secured an arrest, and our focus is now going to be on the successful prosecution of Mr. Keddy for whatever crimes he has committed in the course of the past 9 months.
Jane, can you say this is a kidnapping case?
That's what he's charged with.
That's what he's charged with. So does that mean that she was held and restrained against her will for the full 9 months?
He's charged with kidnapping. That's part of the investigation. The duration, what transpired during that investigation.
Are there any other suspects being pursued?
At this time, there was only 1 arrest warrant that was issued. We do not have information that there is anybody else, so I want to alleviate the public concern about that. To the extent that information reveals that somebody else was involved in this, then we will look at that and appropriate charges will be brought.
How did
And
Mr. Ramsey,
did they know each other? Was there any relationship, or was this random?
That's still part of the ongoing investigation. Okay, so I don't look like a ping pong ball. I'll work it around this way.
Jane, how did you clarify Abby's condition?
You know, we indicated that she was home safely. I'm not going to get into the details. You saw her in court today. You know, I cannot tell you how a child like that can get through the 9 months and endure. but she has done that. So that proves to us that she has a level of strength that I'm not sure many of us would have.
Can you talk at all about how she returned?
I cannot.
Jane, any indication the two knew each other or communicated with each other prior to the abduction?
I can't answer that. I can tell you that certainly would be a facet that we would look at, and when we would have that information, we would consider that.
Can we say that you believe he was holding her there at his house this whole 9 months?
What I can say to you is that we had information sufficient to get a search warrant to look at that home.
It appears from court records that there was a visit to his home in March of 2014. Can you comment on whether or not we believe that African Hernandez was there at the time of the visit in March 2014?
All I can say to you, it's been a little bit more than 24 hours since we got those warrants. Those are certainly questions that we are going to ask, questions that we are going to find the answer to. We are going to do a comprehensive investigation about Mr. Keddie and his activities, and we will have those answers by the time that we come to trial. So I made the one pass around. So thank you. The next matter will be there will be a probable cause hearing, which will be scheduled. There could be additional details that will be provided to the court at that time. On a personal note, I'd like to say thank you. You were all here. Her picture was up everywhere, and you know, although there's a crime that's been committed, that crime is not a homicide and that child is home. So thank you all for never giving up your attention to this matter. Have a good day. Thank you.
You've just been listening to Assistant Attorney General Jane Young address the media there. We also heard from the Attorney General Joe Foster. He talked about the fact that there was a critical response to this, that the efforts of all the investigators involved, the community, really led to this young girl coming home. It was also talked about the strength of this young girl and how she was able to appear in court there today after being gone for those 9 months.
Yeah, allegedly kidnapped when she was 14 years old, now 15 years old. She also mentioned that investigators have talked about this case every day, that they were taking it very personally. And she said this arrest yesterday was just the first step in this case. She mentioned that the SWAT team was called in soon after they got information Sunday night. The SWAT team was in place at that mobile home park up in Gorham at about 2 o'clock in the morning, planning to make this arrest. We know Mr. Kibbe's from his past that he did have a gun at one point. Maybe they were concerned he might have other guns. The SWAT team around noontime yesterday made the move, safely arrested him. Nobody was hurt. But at this point, as you can see from this video, police, FBI remain on the scene up there at that trailer park at his home. Right now, they are searching through that mobile home and that thing right there, the cart, that container that was in the backyard that there's been a lot of speculation about. They are going through that with a fine-tooth comb as we speak.
Yes, we have a number of reporters covering this story today, and we will have team coverage for you starting at 5 o'clock. For now, you can find updates on our website, WMUR.com.